Does Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur. They can beat up everybody else.
However, if I was pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or two before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
The reason I embarked on this whole thing that I just went into is because he reminds me of Stevenson a little bit, Davis. Their styles are similar. They control the outside with the jab and counters. Good defense. Play it safe.
And if you're not scared, it just makes yourself look scary.
So you're saying he should have just ate, didn't care about the next weigh-in?
Boxing pros question Devin Haney's hesitation as Roy Jones Jr. explains weight.
The boxing world just caught a whiff of drama so strong it could knock out a heavyweight. And the name at the center of the storm is Devin Haney. Because right now, fans across the sport are asking one spicy question louder than a Vegas crowd on fight night. Why does Devin Haney seem to want absolutely nothing to do with Keyshawn Davis? Now hold on, because this situation has people raising eyebrows so high they might float off their foreheads. Keyshawn Davis has been calling for the fight. The internet is buzzing about it. And yet, the matchup that sounds like a guaranteed fireworks show is sitting there like a pizza nobody wants to pick up. And when a big fight refuses to happen, boxing fans turn into detectives faster than you can say. Championship belt. On paper, the matchup looks like pure chaos waiting to happen. Devin Haney, the slick technician who moves like he's skating across the ring, versus Keyshawn Davis, the hungry contender with the confidence of a man who believes he can crash any champion's party. That combination alone should have promoters printing posters already. But something feels off, and the boxing community has started whispering theories that range from logical to downright savage. Because when a fighter avoids a matchup that fans are begging for, the internet doesn't stay quiet. It grabs popcorn and starts asking questions the boxing world has been buzzing non-stop ever since rumors started swirling that Devin Haney might be backing away from a fight with Keyshawn Davis. And if you think that sounds like normal sports speculation, think again. This isn't some casual debate between fans in a forum. This is the kind of drama that makes the Kardashians' family feuds look like a quiet afternoon tea. The very idea of a match that promises fireworks suddenly stalling has people across social media and sports media channels snapping into detective mode, analyzing every post, every interview, and every subtle nuance like it's a championship clue hidden in plain sight. Devin Haney, often celebrated as one of the slickest, most technically precise fighters in the lightweight division, has built a reputation on patience, calculated movement, and sharp decision-making inside the ring. But outside the ropes, his choices now have boxing fans speculating wildly. When a fighter of his caliber appears hesitant to take on an up-and-coming powerhouse like Keyshawn Davis, the conversation turns from purely athletic considerations to questions about strategy, reputation, and even fear, whether justified or imagined. Fans immediately began dissecting his social media posts, looking for hidden meanings, cryptic emojis, or subtle shifts in tone that could hint at what's really going on. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis, the relentless contender who's carved out a name for himself as one of the most ambitious young fighters in the sport, has made no secret of his desire to face Haney. Davis thrives on pressure and intensity, and the very fact that Haney has not agreed to the fight has added fuel to the fire. Social media exploded as fans debated whether Haney's reluctance signals a strategic avoidance or simply a calculated career move, and sports analysts jumped in to weigh in, turning what should have been an anticipated lightweight matchup into a full-blown public spectacle. Insiders close to the boxing scene have also added their voices, dropping tidbits and behind-the-scenes context that only made the drama thicker. Some claim that Haney is waiting for the perfect moment, carefully calculating how to maximize his reputation and earnings. Before stepping into the ring with Davis, others whisper that there may be unseen personal factors at play, ranging from training concerns to contractual disputes that could be keeping the fight from happening. Regardless of the truth, the speculation itself has taken on a life of its own. With fans treating every minor update as breaking news, the reaction online has been relentless. Memes comparing Haney's hesitation to someone refusing to fight a boss level in a video game went viral, while others joked that Davis might start sending come-at-me DMs through Instagram if the fight doesn't materialize soon. Comment sections became battlegrounds where supporters of both fighters squared off, each claiming superiority and questioning the motives behind Haney's apparent avoidance. Every interview, snippet, every gym photo, and every training post was scrutinized, feeding the narrative that the H drama is as much psychological as it is physical. Part of the fascination comes from the broader context of lightweight boxing itself. The division is stacked with talent, and each fight carries enormous weight in terms of rankings, recognition, and future matchups. A clash between Haney and Davis isn't just a fight, it's a statement. For Haney, taking the fight could solidify his legacy and silence critics. But hesitating opens the door to endless speculation, memes, and accusations. For Davis, the stakes are equally high, and the public pressure to get the fight scheduled intensifies with each day of delay. Fans have also been quick to point out that history shows fighters sometimes avoid certain opponents for strategic reasons. Yet, in today's hyper-connected world, every delay, every non-committal statement, and every social media update is dissected within seconds. The discussion about Haney and Davis has evolved from a simple, matchmaking question to a psychological chess game where every move or non-move counts. Analysts weigh in daily, making predictions about what it could mean for rankings, pay-per-view numbers, and public perception, while fans speculate about everything from stamina to style matchups. And let's not forget the drama the internet thrives on. Fans have started creating countdowns, polls, and reaction threads that frame the situation like the most anticipated season finale in boxing history. Every rumor about potential dates, venues, or training footage gets amplified across platforms, keeping the story trending as if it were a reality series starring two fighters instead of athletes planning a bout. What started as speculation has turned into a spectacle that makes casual sports fans feel like they're missing the most critical episode of a long-running series. Even promoters and boxing insiders have been pulled into the conversation, either directly or through online commentary. Speculation about contractual hurdles, promotional tactics, and strategic decisions has flooded forums, with some insisting the fight could happen sooner than expected, while others argue the drama will continue to drag on. The result is a perfect storm where fans, analysts, and insiders are all contributing to a narrative that thrives on suspense, outrage, and curiosity. And no single explanation seems satisfactory enough to satisfy the public at its core. The drama over why Devin Haney appears reluctant to face Keyshawn Davis combines athletic strategy with human psychology. Fans are dissecting motivations, training routines, and public statements, treating every detail as a clue to a larger puzzle. The narrative keeps expanding as new theories emerge, ensuring that the lightweight division's most anticipated fight has become far more than a matchup. It's now a story filled with intrigue, tension, and viral controversy that nobody can look away from, as the saga over Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis continued. The drama quickly escalated beyond boxing forums into full-blown internet chaos, because the fight that should have been happening by now suddenly felt like a forbidden matchup no one dared schedule. Social media erupted with speculation, memes, and hot takes faster than a speed bag in a gym full of caffeine-fueled analysts. Fans began dissecting every social media post, video, and interview from both camps like they were decoding secret messages in a spy thriller. One small comment from Haney could spark thousands of replies, while a single training clip from Davis sent Twitter into a frenzy of he's ready and he's hiding theories. Memes became the lifeblood of this escalating drama, and the internet's creativity reached levels that could rival a comic book convention. One viral post showed Haney tiptoeing around Davis like a cartoon cat avoiding a mousetrap, while another depicted Davis wearing boxing gloves made of flames, implying he's the fight no one wants to step into. The comparisons became outrageous, with fans joking that Haney's hesitation was more dramatic than a Marvel villain monologue, and that Davis' patience rivaled the quiet intensity of a Jedi plotting a lightsaber strike. Celebrity influencers and boxing commentators quickly joined the debate, each adding their own twist to the escalating narrative. Some argued Haney is strategically avoiding Davis because he wants to preserve his record and wait for the perfect payday, while others suggested it's a mental game, a psychological battle designed to frustrate his opponent before the first bell ever rings. Every analysis got dissected further, making the saga feel more like a high-stakes reality show than a fight that should have already been confirmed on the schedule. Fans didn't just watch passively. They created elaborate polls, countdowns, and even reaction threads comparing every punch from past fights of both Haney and Davis. Social media platforms became virtual arenas, where keyboard warriors debated who had the upper hand. The arguments were loud, chaotic, and often hilarious, with some fans insisting that if Haney truly wanted to fight, he would have signed contracts yesterday, while others argued he's carefully calculating every move, like a chess grandmaster with gloves. Pop culture comparisons started flying left and right, and nothing was spared. Memes compared Haney's hesitation to Tony Stark avoiding a supervillain, while Davis was likened to Neo from The Matrix, patiently dodging blows until the perfect moment. Some fans even joked that if this fight doesn't happen soon, it could turn into the boxing equivalent of a Netflix series where every season ends with a cliffhanger, and no one ever gets the payoff. The exaggeration wasn't just humorous. It captured the sense of growing impatience and intrigue across the community. Meanwhile, the online discussion began focusing on strategy, style, and potential outcomes, which only made the drama more intense. Analysts debated whether Haney's slick, technical style would ultimately clash with Davis's aggressive, high-pressure approach. Fans ran simulations, dissected past bouts, and argued about stamina, reach, and knockout percentages like professional statisticians, turning the entire scenario into a high-stakes mental game. Every small detail became fodder for debate, fueling speculation and keeping the story trending across multiple platforms. Even past fights were dragged back into the conversation. Clips of Haney evading punches with slippery precision were contrasted against Davis' history of aggressive starts and powerful combinations. Fans debated endlessly whether Haney's defense could neutralize Davis' pressure or if Davis' relentless pace would overwhelm Haney before he could find his rhythm. Each new analysis sent more reactions flooding online, ensuring the controversy didn't just simmer, it roared. Insiders and industry commentators only fueled the fire further. Reports about possible negotiation delays, strategic decisions, and promotional conflicts began circulating, giving the impression that the fight was being stalled on purpose. Fans interpreted these updates as either Haney hiding from a real challenge or Davis being underestimated by a champion who refuses to face him at full strength. Every rumor amplified the tension, making it impossible for casual fans to ignore the story. The discussion also took on a psychological edge, with many suggesting that Haney's hesitation isn't physical but mental. Some argued he is playing a long game, attempting to control public perception and force Davis into a corner emotionally before the first punch is thrown. Others speculated that media pressure, combined with the fear of making a mistake against an ambitious opponent like Davis, is influencing his public stance. Either way, the intrigue only deepened, making each new post and comment a must-watch moment for fans of boxing drama. And just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get more chaotic, fans began speculating about what might happen if the fight is postponed indefinitely. Some joked that Haney and Davis could create a reality series about waiting for the fight to happen, while others suggested the internet might crown Davis the champion of hype before he even steps in the ring. The exaggerations were wild, hilarious, and completely appropriate given the fever-pitch attention the fight had now achieved by now. The story had grown beyond the fighters themselves. Social media had turned this into a spectacle of suspense, tension, and over-the-top analysis that made every fan feel like they were part of the drama, from memes to polls to full-length breakdowns. The debate had become an interactive performance where every viewer was simultaneously audience, analyst, and critic. And in the unpredictable world of boxing controversies, this level of attention guarantees that the situation will not fade quietly anytime soon. As the saga over Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis dragged on, the aftermath began reshaping the entire conversation around both fighters. What started as speculation about a single matchup had turned into a full-blown narrative about strategy, reputation, and legacy. Fans no longer cared only about who would win in the ring. They were dissecting every choice, every delay, and every statement as if the fighters' careers hung in the balance. Social media comment sections became war zones, with supporters and critics arguing over whether Haney's hesitation was clever strategy or outright avoidance. And each new post seemed to spark another wave of frenzy. For Haney, the prolonged discussion put him in a strange spotlight. His reputation as a slick, technically brilliant fighter now came with public pressure of a different kind. People started speculating about his mental approach, training priorities, and even his personal motivations, turning the story into something far more psychological than athletic. Every gym clip, every interview snippet, and even casual social media posts became fodder for debate, amplifying the tension in ways that had little to do with actual boxing performance. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis benefited from the attention but also faced scrutiny of his own. Fans dissected his every word, every gesture, and every call for the fight as if he were auditioning for public opinion rather than preparing for a match. His reputation as a hungry, aggressive contender grew, but so did the narrative of frustration and impatience. The public portrayal of Davis shifted into one of a challenger forced to wait, which added layers of intrigue to the matchup and heightened expectations. For when it might finally materialize, social media memes and pop culture references continue to dominate the conversation. One viral joke compared Haney avoiding the fight to Neo dodging bullets in The Matrix, while Davis was depicted as a charging rocket ready to break through every barrier. Other posts liken the situation to a cliffhanger in a Marvel movie, where the audience waits impatiently for the heroes to finally clash. These exaggerations kept the story alive, creating a sense of spectacle that extended far beyond the ring. Analysts and commentators also began examining the long-term impact of the delay on both fighters' legacies. Some argued that Haney's careful strategy could pay off, allowing him to choose the perfect moment for the fight and control public perception. Others suggested that avoiding the matchup risked damaging his credibility and leaving fans questioning his confidence. Similarly, Davis' reputation as an ambitious contender was now being framed in terms of patience, endurance, and the ability to handle public scrutiny as much as in-ring challenges. The debate also highlighted how much influence public perception now holds in boxing. Fans' opinions, viral commentary, and social media analysis started to feel like a force that could affect promotional decisions and fight timing. Every delayed announcement or cryptic comment added more fuel to the fire, and the conversation expanded into a continuous loop of speculation, humor, and outrage. At the same time, sponsors, promoters, and media outlets monitored the story closely. The extended attention on the matchup created opportunities for marketing, interviews, and press coverage, turning the matchup into a multi-layered spectacle where narrative management became as important as physical training. The fight was no longer just about two athletes competing. It had become a story with cultural resonance, memes, celebrity attention, and internet commentary all layered into the drama for fans. The ongoing situation became a case study in patience, hype, and storytelling. Every delay, every rumor, and every subtle interaction between the fighters or their camps contributed to the narrative. The fight itself became secondary to the drama surrounding it, turning the anticipation into entertainment in its own right. Social media users continued analyzing every hint for clues, speculating about the potential outcome, and making predictions about the eventual clash. The ongoing story also revealed the high stakes of reputation management in modern boxing. Haney's hesitancy was interpreted as careful strategy by some and avoidance by others, while Davis' persistence cast him as a relentless competitor and fan favorite. The public debate over courage, preparation, and mental toughness became as central to the narrative as technical skill or knockout power. By now, the drama had taken on a life of its own, even if the fight were to happen tomorrow. The months of speculation and discussion would continue to define the matchup in the eyes of the public. The anticipation, memes, viral clips, and analysis had created a cultural event beyond the sport itself. Fans no longer watched only for athletic performance, they watched for drama, suspense, and the ongoing story that social media had transformed into an interactive experience. And while no official announcement had solidified the fight date, the narrative surrounding Haney and Davis continued to shape reputations, expectations, and public perception. The situation became a case study in how anticipation, social media, and celebrity influence can amplify every choice a fighter makes, turning delays into spectacle and strategic decisions into public entertainment. Ultimately, the controversy over why Devin Haney is hesitant to fight Keyshawn Davis demonstrates how modern boxing exists not only inside the ropes but also in the court of public opinion. Every decision, every delay, and every social media post carries dramatic weight. Fans remain captivated, speculation continues to grow, and the story has become bigger than the fight itself. In this age, perception often weighs as heavily as power, and anticipation alone can generate more excitement than any round in the ring. The story remains unresolved, and that uncertainty keeps the audience hooked. Will the fight happen soon? Will Haney face Davis on his terms, or will external pressure finally force a showdown? The questions linger, the debate rages, and the internet watches, ensuring that this chapter of boxing drama will be remembered long before the first bell rings. And there you have it. The drama that's taken over the boxing world and turned a single potential matchup into a full-blown internet spectacle. Devin Haney's hesitation, Keyshawn Davis' persistence, and the endless speculation from fans, analysts, and influencers have created a narrative bigger than any single fight could deliver. The question everyone's asking now isn't just who would win in the ring, why the fight hasn't happened yet, and what it means for the reputations of both fighters. Now it's your turn, because the internet can't agree, and neither should you stay silent. Do you think Haney is strategically avoiding a challenge? Or is Keyshawn Davis simply forcing the champion to confront the fight everyone wants to see? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the debates here are as intense as the punches these fighters throw. I want every prediction, every theory, and every bold opinion, because the comment section is now its own championship round. If you loved this breakdown of the drama, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, and make sure to subscribe to Punch Press with notifications turned on. Around here, the fight stories, scandals, and controversies never stop landing, and we break them down the second they hit the headlines. Because at Punch Press, the drama doesn't just unfold, explodes. And when the next shocking twist in this boxing saga drops, you already know exactly where to be.